So our 2 inches of snow forecast turned into about 6 inches of snow last night, which is fine by me. I enjoy it. But the farm is covered in snow. I have a few more things to do before we basically lock everything down for the winter. Hopefully I can get those things done. And we probably got, in one storm, we probably got 50% or more than what we got all last winter. So probably going to be a pretty snowy winter up here in North Idaho. Morning, big boy. You smiling for me? Thanks, buddy. Winter has arrived here in North Idaho. Starting to get snow on the ground. Got their barn done this summer. Actually, fall time I did it. Not sure how much they're using it or not. They still seem to be cramming into the old one over there. I know the sheep are using the big one. Still using some of the IBC totes. So either way, they've got plenty of shelter. Did that shelter for the bucks this summer. So the bucks have plenty of shelter. Those are 2 IBC totes closest to us, facing inward, so they can climb into those if they choose to for warmth. And then they have that whole shelter also to stay dry out of the wind and keep them warm. So I built that pig shelter behind me this fall. For the 2 pigs, I got to do 2 shelters for them because he knocked down both the shelters. So that one there on that side is, well, I'll get to it. I was just about to work on it today. That one I got done, but the ground was too sloppy to work on that one. It was a disaster. So I was waiting for the ground to freeze. Today would be a decent day to do it. The ground is somewhat frozen. It's pretty warm out here today. It's not bad at all. So I figured, since I came out here to work on that pig shelter, and I just have absolutely no desire, no motivation to do it. I'm wiped out, I'm tired, I'm burnt out. So I figured, you know what? Why not do a quick video about avoiding homesteader burnout, or at least the things I've maybe have done or not done to avoid it. So the question is, how do you avoid it? And do you get burnt out? When you first get into homesteading, it seems so wonderful, so new, you know, and of course I'm gearing this towards people who didn't grow up on a farm, didn't grow up in the country. People like me that came from the city that want to get into it. I'm 52 years old. Got into it when I was 50 is when we started this, so 2.5 years now we've been doing it. He loves cuddles. If I don't pet him, he's gonna hit me. So have I gotten burnt out? Yeah, I did. The first year we're up here, we had a lot going on. It was a lot at once in the first year. We probably should not have started a homestead in our first year. It was 50 years old. I retired from law enforcement. I came up to North Idaho from Southern California. I was born and raised in Boston. So we're all excited to get up here, get away from the city life in California, get away from all the busyness and everything down there. He's about to hit me. Yeah, stop it. So we're excited. So we came here, and my wife and I jumped in head first, like we always do with everything in life. Jump in head first and figure it out later. So that's what we did. Unfortunately, we had a lot going on, from me retiring, which was new. First, okay, he's not gonna leave me alone. And that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna ram me if I don't let him. Yeah, he was not gonna leave me alone, so I had to come out here. he was just gonna keep hitting me and hitting me. He's not doing it to be mean. He's like a dog. He wants you to pet him, and he just wants more, 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 and he'll start ramming me if I don't give him what he wants. So he's a sweetheart, but a little bit too much. So I had to come out here now. So I'm on the outside of the fence. I'll keep talking and video the animal. Probably don't want to see my face. Rather watch the animals while I talk. There's one of our lambs growing for the spring harvest. Anyways, yeah, we had a lot to get into, a lot to deal with our first year up here when we first came to Idaho. Deal with me being retired for the first time in our marriage, 30 years of marriage. We were 28 at the time. Deal with moving to a new place that none of us had ever lived before. My wife was familiar with North Idaho. Her family originally came from here, but still she wasn't raised here, so it was new to her. Deal with our kids moving away from their friends, away from school for my youngest. It was all new to them. We had to deal with, living on a stricter budget. We had to deal with getting used to a new place. Had to deal with a lot. It was a ton. Had to deal, and not the least of was my wife Chanda was diagnosed with cancer 1 week before retirement. Literally 1 hour before we closed on the house that we're living in now, we had a doctor's appointment and she was informed that she had cancer. So there was a lot going on. We tried to stay mentally strong like we've always done our whole marriage, and we tried to come up here and just push forward. But it was a lot. It was a lot for anyone. We just had too much going on at once. We both lost our fathers the first year we're here. Her brother moved up here with us, my brother-in-law. It was tough adjusting to having him with us too, and vice versa. He had to get used to being with us. So we probably should have, held off on the first year. Shonda could not be out here helping me that first year. She was going through her full chemo treatments. She's still going through chemo now, but only a maintenance phase. So once every other month she goes. But she was fully, into her full round of chemo when we first came here. So she couldn't be out here working with me. So I was out here doing all of it myself. It was a lot, physically, mentally, emotionally. It was a lot to deal with, to come up here and do this all by myself. By that winter, I was burnt out on everything in life. But we made it through. We pushed through to the second summer. The second summer was kind of rejuvenating. We got back into the swing of things. She was doing better that second summer, so she was able to come out here and help me a little bit more. We did the garden. I think we did the garden that second. I can't remember if we did the garden the first summer or the second summer. I think we've been here 3 summers now because we moved here during the summer. So yeah, so the second summer we did the garden. The third summer we chose not to do the garden. And it just became a lot as far as jumping into everything, pouring all of our money into it. I mean, I can't even imagine how much money I have invested in this farm now. If I include like the tractor and all the equipment that I've purchased, I mean, at least tens of thousands, if not pushing 100,000 that I've put into this dump. I mean, I ended up going back to work strictly to put money back into the farm. And so it's been a lot. And being in my age too doesn't help in all the injuries I have. When you retire from law enforcement, typically, some people will say, oh yeah, you cops, especially California cops, my generation of cop, we got to retire at 50 years old. And people will have, they'll have disagreements with that, with someone retiring at 50 on basically a government paid pension. Do we deserve it? Well, most cops and firemen don't live more than 5 years after retirement. Most cops retire with several injuries, bad knees, bad back, bad shoulder. A lot of cops retire with anxiety, depression, drinking problems, alimony, child support, and everything else. Luckily, I didn't have any. I've only been married once, so I didn't have a drinking problem. Had everything else though. So with my injuries comes times where I'm just burnt out. Like to do this today, I'm exhausted. Yeah, there she goes. She's tearing my stuff apart. Pigs destroy everything. I'm wiped out today. I don't have the push to do it. So one of the things to do is to prioritize for certain. Prioritize what you need to get done. So that was a priority because my flock had grown and I had to flock in herd. Someone made a comment once about goats are called a flock and sheep are called a herd. Unfortunately, that person made a comment without actually knowing what they were talking about. Goats are typically called a herd and sheep are typically called a flock. Anyways, so my flock slash herd was growing, so I had to get that done. I got shelter for them, done. I got shelter for the bucks, done. I got the hay barn done over there through the middle, done. Had to get this pig shelter done. Got that done. Now I have to get that one done because she's going to give birth in February. So I have to get that second one done. I should have gotten it all done in the springtime because you just can't keep going all year long. Not, at least I can't. I don't want to say what other people can and can't do. But when you're into your 50s, when you've got injuries, when you've worked your whole life and now you're taking this on to be more of a hobby than anything else, I get burnt out. Last winter, and it just kind of dawned on me that last winter, I didn't do anything out here because burnt out. I just was not happy to do it, didn't want to come out here in the farm. And then come springtime, I was motivated again to be back out here in the summertime, and I enjoyed it all. But with that said, if I try pushing myself all year long to do all this work, I can't do it personally. I just get too burnt out on it, mentally, physically. Today, I'm just exhausted. So I could push myself to do it, but I wouldn't get anything done, nothing meaningful. It'd be a disaster. I have 2 more months to do that. I have till February to do that. So I have December and January. I will get it done before the weather gets really bad. But plan on the things you have to get done and try to get them done during certain times of the season. Spring and fall are a great time. That's my new target, is spring and fall. Springtime, get the farm ready for the summer, get the farm ready for the babies that are going to hit the ground in the spring. Get everything squared away so that come summer, I'm not constantly out here building everything. With the exception of that we bought that shed, but everything else you see out here, I built. Myself, I did 90% of it all by myself. And Sean has helped me a little bit. My brother-in-law has helped me a little bit. My daughter's boyfriend has helped me a little bit. But the fencing, all the fencing, the orchard fence way over there in the back, everything here was done myself. It's not pretty. I wish I could have done it prettier, but you're talking about trying to pour a bunch of money, time, and energy into the place. And it just wears you out. And so that's where I'm at again, where it's like, if I could just come out here and feed them and, just kind of do the regular maintenance on the animals, that'd be great. But I'm still building structures, still doing the infrastructure, which I am tired of. That one's done, and come springtime, I'll paint it. It is OSB, so I'll put several coats of paint on that and get it nice and thick, and it'll last longer than you think. Exposed OSB isn't going to last very long. It will last a season or two, exposed OSB. It will. I've had some up that have lasted. Obviously, you wouldn't do that on a house. But anyways, I get that painted. I'll get that one done, and then hopefully be done for the winter with nothing else to repair. Something always goes wrong. Something always has to be done. That's not the issue. The issue is coming out here every day and knowing I have to work. Every day of my day off, knowing I have to work. Every day knowing that I can't go enjoy my time. I have to come out here and work on the farm. So it does get, it gets tiring. It wears you out a bit. So the things I could do to avoid that: number one, don't bite off more than you can chew. That's what Sean and I have done our whole marriage, our whole adult lives. We've always bitten off more than we can chew. And sometimes it works out for us and sometimes it doesn't. So far, this has worked out for us pretty good, but that's only because of just relentless effort on both of our parts. But it does get tiring. So, for those of you who are going to retire and start a farm like us and do it when you're in your 50s, pace yourself. Start off slow, one set of animals and another. Maybe get the infrastructure up first, get the fencing up, have a place for them to sleep first before you bring animals onto your farm. We didn't do any of that. We just bought all the animals, and there I was, working from sun up till sundown, every single day. And I went and got a job, number one, to bring in money and pay for the feed. Number two, just to get some relaxation. But if you're older, have people help you with the infrastructure. You can't do it all yourself. It was little things that I had listened to other people talk about, like get a two-wheeled wheelbarrow instead of a traditional wheelbarrow. That makes a difference. You're not struggling with moving stuff around. The tractor helps me out. The four-wheeler helps me out. And have the season so that once everything slows down come winter, if you live in the northern climate or cold climate, come winter, just use it as kind of your time off, your time to decompress a little bit, your time to spend more time, whether it be in the house or whether it be out doing things you want to do with your family. Because if you don't, if I don't, it's just going to get me to a point now where it's like, what am I doing? I'll just go buy meat at the store. Why am I doing all this? Why am I spending my money on this? Why have I dumped so many tens of thousands of dollars into this? So much time and effort into this. If I could go back and do it over, I would pace myself. I would do it slowly. I would get the infrastructure up, and decide what animals you want and why you want them. Everyone starts with chickens because you want eggs. Great. Then maybe after that, go with the meat chickens. If you want to harvest your own meat, that's the easiest way to go. Easiest, cheapest way to go is to raise meat birds. You can start off with 25. You have to buy at least 25 if you order them from anywhere. Even if you order them locally, when you go in to order them, unless they have them there at the store, if you're going to order them from the store, they're going to want you to order at least 25. If you order them online, they're going to want you to order at least 25. So start off with meat birds. They're easy. They're not that expensive to do. And then gradually work up from there, Sheep I find are very easy to raise for meat, and they're inexpensive if you raise them grass-fed, grass-finished. And then they're cheap to butcher if you don't want to butcher them yourselves. Usually somewhere in the ballpark of $200 flat rate is what most butchers charge. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little bit more. But pretty inexpensive, especially when you compare it to other meat like pigs. You're going to have a lot more meat with pork, so therefore it's going to cost you a lot more. With the lamb, it doesn't cost you that much because you don't have that much meat with it. But gradually build up slowly as far as what you want to do. Have the infrastructure done, have the fencing done, have a plan before you do it. It'll save you a lot of hassle. It'll save you from that burnout. Keep it fun. Don't try to take on more than you can handle. And if you're going to be doing it every single day, if you're young, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, that's a big difference. Once you get into your mid-40s, 50s, and then I'm sure and I know other people older than me can attest to, every year just gets tougher and tougher. So just have a plan, know what you want to do, have a time frame you can build the infrastructure. Don't try to do it all at once when it absolutely has to be done and you have no other choice, because then you're just going to be out working on your farm sun up till sundown, and you're not going to have a choice. It's going to be things that absolutely have to get done, and that doesn't make it fun. So I wouldn't say I'm completely burnt out, but like today I'm exhausted. I'm not going to work on that because I have other things I can still do, but still farm stuff. I got to go buy, I'm probably going to go buy some straw, 900 pounds of straw. I get to go by Home Depot and get some stuff to work on in the house. There's always something to do. So when you add all this stuff out here on the farm, it's just that much more to do. It drives you crazy sometimes. So, you know, to stay positive, you're going to want to start small, start slow. Uh, don't try and, like I said, don't try and bite off more than you can chew. It'll just be too much for you, I think. At least for me, it is. Um, and just take it slow. I can't wait to get that done. I can't wait to get that shelter done. It's just the last one I have to do for the winter. Uh, after that, after that one's done, I'll be done with working out here in the winter, at least for infrastructure anyways. You know, if you're a homeowner, you understand there's always something to do. I gotta put a new roof on my house. We got a roof filled with black mold, thanks to our contractor. So we got to do that. I got to pour tens of thousands of dollars into my house now to deal with, you know, someone else's mistake. So let alone being out here on the farm and trying to do all this stuff, it just gets to be too much. So just take it slow, enjoy it. Once you stop enjoying it, once it becomes nothing but work, you're not gonna find it as much fun. I've always said in the past, you have to enjoy the hard work. I do, but there are times at my age I just get worn out with all the injuries I have as well. I can't push myself as hard as I used to. So I don't know. Take it all with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion on everything. The statistic is 7 years. The average homesteader lasts 7 years, which is actually a long time. It's not bad. Will I be doing this 7 years from now or 5 more years from now? I don't know. I have no idea what I'll be doing. As I get older, it's just going to get tougher and tougher, you know, especially if I'm out here most of the time by myself doing it. I'm not getting any younger. So just take it day by day, take it one step at a time, plan things out, have a strategy, have an idea what animals you want, why you want them, have your fencing up, have your infrastructure up. Don't do anything totally permanent. You know, if you're going to build infrastructure, build sheds that can be moved with a tractor or something later, because you may still want to move things around. Once you put up a pen or put up fencing, that may not be the final spot that you're going to keep that fencing or pen. You may still want to move it. Everything is always ongoing. You're adjusting. If you move into a house that already has everything laid out for you, fantastic. That's even better. Then you can just focus on taking care of the animals. But that's my 2 cents on it, on trying to keep from getting burnt out on the farm. You have to enjoy other aspects of life too, especially if you're in my situation where I've worked my whole life. I'm retired or semi-retired now. I want to enjoy some time now with my family. You don't want to be taking yourself away from that just to give yourself a full-time job that's just wearing you out, you know. So I still enjoy doing this. I'm still going to keep doing it for now. But like I said, I would say I'm going to pace myself now. But like I said, once I get done with that final pig shelter, I'll be done. I won't have to come out here in the springtime and paint and fix things up. And that's about it. Hopefully, I'm sure something else is going to pop off though. So that's it. Other than that, I just want to enjoy some time in the snow in the Idaho winter. We've got about 6 inches of snow for our first storm that we had. We're getting more snow coming in, I think today, tonight, tomorrow. So hopefully we have a nice snowy Idaho winter, which is normal up here. I do enjoy the snow. Doing some skiing this year with my daughter. You got to have a well-balanced life, just like everything, including homesteading.